Hello and welcome to the Golden Sports Report, episode 70. I'm Mandy.
I'm Sean. I didn't hear
I'm Chris.
And you guys may not have heard that.
Nice.
This is the Golden Sports Report, episode 70. That's not on you. I only had one mic up, so if you can't hear me, we'll have a problem, I guess. So
I can hear you fine. I was just
we're gonna talk about the Stanley Cup tonight. Obviously, it's Game 4. Kings are up 3-0, if you didn't know, and we'll talk about Game 3 and things revolving this game. Then we're going to kind of preview the draft a little bit. We got behind. I made a mistake last episode, so we're going to talk about right wingers and left wingers for this episode. Our favorite ones at each position going into the draft. So first, we'll talk about the. You guys watch Game 3 Monday?
I did not.
I watched some of it,
Okay, Chris,
but not much. Yeah.
I'll let you go first then. In your opinion of 3-0 shutout of the Rangers. And yeah.
Pretty much just wasn't very surprising, actually. The Rangers haven't been playing all that hot. Like, they've been playing all right, I guess. But, I mean, LA's just been ridiculous. They're so dominant. Their defense is playing beautifully. Their offense is doing everything they need to do. John Quick is even, performing better than Lundqvist in some cases. So, getting the shutout is good, but Rangers there were a few things that they had to do to have even a chance at winning this series, and they aren't doing them. They're doing a poor job, and predictions are the next segment, but I think we all know where I'm going with mine.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people wanted a long, interesting Stanley Cup Finals, and yeah, this is definitely different. Sean, what's your opinion of the Rangers being down 3-0, losing the game 3-0? And I know you didn't watch, but how surprised? Well, I guess I asked how surprised you were last time, but really, how surprised are you now that the Rangers couldn't pull it off at home in Game 3?
It's really frustrating. I didn't see the box score at all, but I'm assuming they got out hit again. So it just shows how much hitting is a big part of the game because you bump people and they second guess each other and it wears them down a lot faster. That's what exactly LA's plan is the whole time. So, and the Rangers have yet to uh, find a counter for that. But yeah, I don't know. They can definitely learn from that stuff and hit back.
I'm gonna say two things because I know you didn't watch the box score and you didn't watch the game. To this is not at you in any way, but I'm just gonna fill you in on what the game stats were. Rangers outshot the Kings 2-1, outshot them in 2-1, 30-15, and they outhit them 25-18. So the Rangers actually outhit the Kings, and they outshot them. Just I don't know. How does that make you feel now, thinking that the Rangers actually outhit them? Like, what do the Rangers need to do differently instead of that? I
Uh,
don't know.
well, I don't know if they were doing this at all, but they need to put pressure on Quick because game two, I think it was, almost every time they shot, no one was in front of Quick or bothering him. LA Kings run Lundqvist over, and Rangers just, I don't know, they keep their distance. I don't know if it's because of their big D or big defense. Gonna reiterate that. Um, but I don't know. There's different. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong, well, that I wouldn't know. But hopefully after the show, I can actually watch it, and hopefully Rangers can push it a little farther.
You're gonna have your hair shaved at a 1.
What's that?
Your hair is going to be, the head's going to be shaved at a 1.
Yeah. No.
Well, shape for him is apparently like a 6, so this on the side here is like a 4, so you can imagine what a 6 would be.
We have.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Don't fight. Don't fight on the show. You can only fight if we're in all together in the same room doing the show, because then boxing,
Then we get to fits.
boxing and UFC on the Gold Sports Report live.
It's okay. I'll kick your butt anytime.
Okay.
All right. So my opinion of the game: Quick won them this game. Lundqvist lost the Rangers the game. So first goal, 1 second left in the first period. Jeff Carter blasts it by Lundqvist right from the slot. And, maybe that's not on the more. It's on Lundqvist because he blew it right by him, but it's on the defense for allowing that shot to happen. Even though there was 1 second left, that's a momentum killer. Like, the Rangers, they dominated the second period. But, 1 second away from being 0-0, end of the first, and they blew it. And then in the second period, although they outshot the Kings 17-8, the Kings scored twice. And Jonathan Quick made some of the best saves I've seen in a final in a long time. If you haven't seen his save on Matt Zuccarello yet, you should look at it. Because he just puts his stick behind him, hoping to get the puck, and Zuccarello shoots it right at the stick and it deflects away. It would have went in the net. It was 6 inches from the net when he shot it, and it bounced off his stick and away. Quick made great blocker saves. He played phenomenal, and that was the goalie they had been waiting to play like that all postseason long. Because all postseason long, he's been a disappointment by his standards and by most fans' standards. But he showed up in Game 3. You have to hope things are different tonight, but if you're a Rangers fan, but the goaltending was the difference in Game 3, and no one, if anybody gave an edge to the Rangers in any position, it was goalie, and it's not becoming that 5-4, 5-4, 3-0. Lundqvist may be having the worst playoff series of his career. It's something to watch. So, yeah. I guess the next thing that we'll talk about regarding the game is, do you think it's going to end tonight? Do you think tonight will be the night where Dustin Brown carries the Stanley Cup as captain of the Kings in Madison Square Garden? Or do you think the Rangers stave off elimination and get it to at least Game 5? Sean, I'll let you answer this first.
Well, obviously, I don't want my head shaved sooner, but I really do think the Rangers will at least win this game. They're smarter than they're. Well, they've played a lot smarter than they have the past couple games. I think as long as they actually put pressure on Quick, then it'll be a lot closer, and it'll be an actually good game to watch, unlike last three, where it's been nothing but outlay. But I have a feeling they're gonna win this one, and they're gonna make it a game five.
Okay. Chris, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, if LA doesn't win tonight, it won't be because the Rangers beat them. It'll be because LA wants to win in LA. That's how little faith I have in the Rangers right now. Lundqvist is playing awful. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough-fought game. I think there's going to be a few goals on each side, but I think unless LA wants to lose, I think LA is going to win this one tonight and end up sweeping the series. So, which will be disappointing and be like, well, that was stupid. Like, I would have rather seen a better team. Like, it would just show that the Western Conference is so dominant to the Eastern Conference. And I don't know. I think Rangers win. Rangers lose tonight, personally.
Yeah, I feel the same as Chris does in that there's a few things against the Kings in this game. Um, them wanting to win it at home, the Rangers wanting a little bit of respect. They need at least a little bit of respect for themselves. Come on, these fans are going to be pissed. I looked at ticket prices; they're $21,000 a pair for Game 3. $21,000 a pair at the 200 level, and they're going to get swept if the Kings want them to get swept. It's all dictated by the Kings. The Kings are just dominating them, but the Rangers have to have a little bit of respect for themselves, letting their goalie get knocked around in game 2, letting all this stuff happen, letting themselves get shut out, not being physical. Like they out hit them, but they weren't overall physical. Um, I'm looking right now at the last time there was a sweep. 1998. The Red Wings swept the Capitals. The fourth of four sweeps in a row, which is pretty incredible, seeing as there were four sweeps in a row in 95, 96, 97, and 98. And right now, maybe the first sweep since the Detroit Red Wing dynasty. You know what? If you're looking at the Kings right now, they're forming quite the dynasty themselves. The Red Wings won 3 cups in about a 7-year span, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 3 cups in a 6-year span, and the Kings are forming a dynasty of their own. And I don't know, it's pretty interesting seeing that. I want to ask you guys who you think the MVP is going to be. I know I didn't put it in a question form, but as a topic. But in what you have watched, in what you have heard, who do you think is going to be the MVP of the playoffs? Uh, Possibly tonight, if not later on. Chris, you can go first.
Well, if it's going to be LA winning, then it's hard to argue with results. And Anze Kopitar and Justin Williams have been the two guys getting most results when the Kings need it most. Justin Williams is that clutch player, and Anze Kopitar has just been so spread out in the amount of games that he's gotten points in. He leads the league, the current teams in the playoffs. Well, obviously, uh, uh, in points. I don't remember how many he has right now, but last time I checked, it was 20, and that was like 3 rounds ago. So, um, you know, he not much else you can say about that. Anze Kopitar, a lot of points. That's going to win you games. Justin Williams could be the MVP too. You know, he's Game 7, Mr. Game 7, and Mr. Overtime apparently too. So that's going to win you games. But if I was going to pick the MVP right now, I'd go with Kopitar. He's playing really well. If the Rangers do come back and win it, it's going to be on the shoulders of Lundqvist. It is all up to Lundqvist to turn it around. But he's not going to be able to do it alone, obviously. So,
It'd be a real tall order for the Rangers to come back. It's almost like their MVP would have to be whoever brings them back.
yeah.
Sean, who do you think is the playoffs MVP at the moment?
I'll do the same way that Chris did, LA and then Rangers. LA, it's for me, it's between Justin Williams and Jonathan Quick. Jonathan Quick has always kept them in the game, even when they're down 2 goals. Even though that's part of the defense, well, most of the part of the defense, only allowing 2 shots in net. But he's just made amazing saves right after another, and he's what's keeping them alive. And then Justin Williams, obviously, I hate saying this, Mr. Game 7, blah, blah, blah. It's garbage. Still a little bitter after the Anaheim stuff. But obviously, he deserves it. He's a great player. He's a clutch player, obviously, scoring the late goals. And yeah, New York, if they ever decide to come out of their shells and start winning, obviously it's going to be Lundqvist. He's always there to make great plays and great saves. Him or Stanley. He's just been a huge part of this whole team, getting them motivated. Even though he's not a captain anymore, he definitely deserves it. He's just a great player, and just his story throughout the playoffs is unbelievable. So he definitely would deserve it.
Now, before Andy goes, the Rangers don't have a captain. So if they won, who gets to lift up the Stanley Cup first?
Assistant captain.
All 3 at once.
There's 3 of them.
Whichever one's probably been there the longest. Who are the 3?
I know Richards is one. Mark Stahl might be one, and Girardi maybe.
Money's on Richards.
Yeah.
If I were to say it, it'd be Richards.
Unless
Personally,
he
I'd let Lundqvist
pulls what he did.
do it first.
Unless he does what he did with Eastern Conference trophy, where he invited the whole team over for pictures.
Is that what he did the last? Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. It
Did
was
he touch?
awesome. No one touched it.
Thank God. But then again, it looks like they play like they did. That's why I asked the top
Yeah,
question.
whatever.
They're getting swept. That's pitiful. Oh my God. It's a Stanley Cup and they're getting swept. What a joke. Like, I don't want to revisit this, but Chris said, you know, it shows how good the West was this year. They're going to sweep the East right out of the playoffs. It's not even going to be close. Like, sure, 2 games went to overtime, but the Kings just beat them. They beat them down, they wore them down, then dominated them in the 3rd period, came back, just dominated them, turned it on. So,
Does Carcillo come back this game or the next game?
He could have came back last game, but they didn't put him in.
Oh, okay. I think they should put him in, just throw around his body.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Dan Carcillo. MVP. Just kidding. Garbage. Garbage. Waste. John Scott level waste. Linus Omark's better than him. So Conn Smythe. I'm looking at the stats now. Kopitar, Carter, Williams, Gabrick are the top four in points. Gabrick and Carter leading goals. Gabrick has 13. Second place, Carter has 10. Williams is the best plus minus. Kopitar obviously most assists. It's hard to choose between these guys. Um, I just for some reason really am impressed with Justin Williams this playoffs a lot more than I ever have been, and I believe it's just because of how clutch he is. I know Sean's going to be annoyed by this, but he shows up when the games are on the line. Sean's upset, but he shows up. A lot of players, they don't show up. They succumb to the pressure. They can't handle the big game. And they asked Williams, of course, what makes you so good in Game 7? He's like, if I don't do it, somebody else will. And by that, I feel like he wants to be that guy. He wants to be the guy that scores the winning goal. He's going to work as hard as he can to score that winning goal. Whereas some players are like, oh, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake. And that's when you make a mistake because you're thinking about it. And that was some teams' problems coming into the playoffs. They had young players that were thinking more about not making a mistake, scoring a goal. So he knows. He knows which team I'm talking about.
Not Smith Pelly.
What do you want to say? Yeah, I'm talking about
I said not Smith Pelly.
Did he show up in Game 7?
What was that?
Did
Who?
he show up in Game 7? Smith Pelly.
Who are you talking about? You keep on breaking up for me.
Did you, when you mentioned Smith Pelly, did he show up in Game 7?
Sure. Did you hear him that time?
To me, yes, he did. Yeah, I did.
I don't know. I guess if you think that not scoring the goal is showing up, then I don't know. It's hard to talk about that
Hey,
game.
he did all the other work.
It was so lopsided. It's hard to even talk about it in a critical sense of it being even close because Ducks suck.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, the Battle of LA and the.
Move on to the next topic.
All right, so that's our hockey talk. Actually, the hockey game's already begun. Is anyone actually out?
I'm watching it.
Oh, is it 0-0?
Yeah. Rangers had a good scoring chance right off the bat. Rick Nash passed it out in front, but there was no one there, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I probably should say the Rangers. It would have to be Rick Nash for Conn Smythe because the only way that they win the cup is if he starts to perform. 3 goals this playoffs is unacceptable.
Yeah, Rick Nash is terrible. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I know. He's 3 goals as a top player. Horrendous.
Talk about not showing up.
Too many years in Columbus. So now we're going to talk about the left wing and right wings. Going into this draft, as you know, the Sabres have the second overall pick. They have a lot of high picks in the next coming years, so this draft talk sort of thing is very helpful if you want to kind of know who the Sabres might pick. Afterwards, after we talk about our guys, and you think, could you possibly post in the comments below which guy you think sounds the best for the Sabres going forward, who they should draft at maybe number 2 or later in the draft for that matter. So, you know, if you want, if you don't, no big deal. We're not going to care too much. So, who wants to go first with left wing?
I volunteer Sean as tribute.
Okay, Sean, you do your left wing or left wingers.
All right. Thank you, Chris, for that nomination. Alrighty. Left wing, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me real quick find him, because on Elite Prospects he says he's a center. Alright, I was right. Alright. My left winger is going to be Michael DeCole. What are we doing? Just explaining why?
Yeah, why you think he's the best left winger?
Alright. One, he's got a pretty nice height, 6'2". He's kind of scrawny a little bit, 172 pounds, which I hope he would be fast if he's that small. And he's looking at his stats. He's great all around. He can pass. He's got, for the 2013-2014 season and the Generals, he's got 95 points with 39 goals and 56 assists, which means he's all over the ice. That was in 67 games. And he looks like he does well in the playoffs as well, or tournaments. In the Canada U under 18 tournament this year, he got 2 goals and 2 assists in 5 games, so that's not too bad. So yeah, he'd be great. I wouldn't mind him going on to the Sabres, but you never know.
Yeah, Michael Dale Cole is projected to go in the top 5, so he's a feasible option at number 2 for the Sabres, for sure. Chris, who do you have at left wing?
Alrighty, at left wing, I'm going to do my guy from North America and a guy from the European leagues. North American guy is Michael Dale Cole, like Sean said. I think he's the best left winger from the North American area. Coming in this draft, top 5 player. He's playing on a strong squad right now in the Oshawa Generals. There's a bunch of good players on that team, and he's one of the top players right now. He's getting a lot of points. You heard all the stats Sean said, 95 points or something in 67 games. That's ridiculous. So I'm gonna scroll over here, and the next guy. Hold on a second.
Oh, he accidentally clicked out. Uh-oh. He's done it now. Okay. We'll let him do his European guy when he gets back. Oh, no, he's back. Okay.
And I'm back.
All right, good.
All right. As I was saying, William Nylander. That's what I'm looking for here. He's pretty much this small speedster. He's 5'11", so he's not too short, but he's only like 170 pounds. Uh, Guy's really fast. Oh, there's a mock draft where I actually saw him go at like number 1 or number 2 over guys like Reinhardt and Ekblad, and it's just like it was weird seeing him that high. Um, Going here in the let's see if I can find some 2013, 2014. This stat thing is weird. He had 43 points through 27 games in this one.
He probably played in different leagues.
Yeah. Yeah, he's playing, like, I'm looking at this, and he's playing in a bunch of different leagues in the same year, so it's difficult to, like, get all of the stats. But so far, um, when he played on, oh, here we go. In 08 and 09, he played on Team Maryland. He had 51 points through 28 games, 25 goals, 26 assists. Some Chicago team, 61 points through 29 games. So that's 10 more points in only one game. So that's some pretty great stats there. The kid's fast. He's got great puck handling skills, and the latest I saw him going was like 13, but I think that'd be kind of ridiculous to see him drop all the way to 13. I know I saw him going to 12 to the Capitals, and I saw him going to the Toronto Maple Leafs at 8. And if I know the Maple Leafs want to trade up, but if they get Nylander at 8, then they just hit the jackpot because I think this guy's going to be good. So
His father was very good. Michael Nylander was a career second line center. He played two ways very well. He played on Washington for a while. I believe when his son William played in Chicago, he was probably either playing in Chicago at the time or he was coaching in Chicago.
yeah, no, I think they played together on the same line a couple times actually. I think I read that somewhere.
Wow,
Yeah.
that'd be something. It would be. All right. My left wingers. I'll do North American first. Nikolai Ehlers from Halifax. He played with Druon this year. I don't like the QMJHL, as many know, because of the bloated statistics. So let me tell you, 5'11", 162 pounds, so he's a little guy. He's fast. 132 points in 79 games, 69 penalty minutes. But what got me was the plus 68 plus minus. So I think Druon has a lot to do with his points. But the plus 68, I know a lot of people don't like plus minus and they don't believe in it and believe that it's coincidental. But to be plus 68 in a season, that's a real high number. And it just shows he's good in both ends of the ice. He probably needs to get a little bit bigger. He's described as an explosive player who can beat any defenseman with his speed. He plays on the off wing and creates chances. He's agile. He has an explosive wrist shot. He can handle it all over the ice at top speed and in traffic. Um, Lindblom, my other guy, Europe. He played in Brynäs for the Swedish Junior League. He played a little bit of time up with Brynäs in the SHL, the Swedish Hockey League, which is men. That is not a league, a junior league. That is a league that has men all the way up to 40 years old, just like the NHL, but in Sweden. Players like Johan Larsson to compare for people that are Sabres fans. Johan Larsson captained a team in the Swedish Hockey League with at the age of 18 with 40-year-olds on it. And former NHLers are in this league. And he had 40 points in 50 games at the age of 17. So 40 points in 50 games with men twice your age, twice your experience. That's pretty good. That's pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, Chris has something to announce.
The Rangers scored. It was Benoit Pouliot, right? It was Pouliot. That was his 5th goal of these playoffs. 2 more than Rick Nash.
Was Rick Nash?
So, yeah. It was what?
Who do you know who set him up or no?
No. I think it was in one of the defensemen at the point. He tipped it in. It was a slap shot from the point. Pouliot tipped it in.
All right. Trying to stay alive for one more game. Sean, I forgot to click it over to myself before I talk. Sean, who do you have at right wing?
All right, right winger. Also in the North American area. I don't know. And it will be my computer that cooperates. Alex Tuch. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's a big boy. He's 6'3", 216 pounds. He's from New York. That's a fun fact. But he's a pretty good all-around player. This season, actually, I'll do both of them. I don't even know what this is supposed to mean, but the USN juniors. You can explain it if you know. He's got 32 points, 13 goals, 19 assists, and he's got a plus 18 ranking there. And then in the U.S. national under 18 team, games 79. That's pretty good, I would say. He's in Boston College, it says. He's I don't know. He's got good balance. He can says he can hit. He's a great four checker. So that's what any team could use, especially Sabres. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Because none of our fours like to forecheck. So wouldn't be a bad addition.
They're afraid of contact.
Nice one.
Chris, who do you have at right wing?
My right wing is kind of. I didn't really pick like the best players. I did pick the best right wing that I think is going to come out of the European League. That's Jakub Vrana, if I'm pronouncing that right, Mr. Vrana. If you're watching this, by any chance, please watch. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. So he's a pretty good sized guy. He had in 32 regular season games in 2012, he had 20 goals, 12 assists. That's 42 points in that one. He had 49 penalty minutes. Although, he didn't look too good in the playoffs in that season. He wasn't terrible. the kid's supposed to be pretty good. I don't know where he's supposed to go in the draft. Probably somewhere in the mid first round. So, you got a pretty good sized guy. Uh, not a bad pick. Um, the North American guy, this guy, I don't think he's the best right winger coming out of North America. I think that would be probably like Drizidel or something. But Josh Hosting is the right winger I'm going to go with here. The kid's 5'11", 166 pounds, so he's kind of small. However, the kid's good. He gets a lot of points, and he plays a lot of time on the ice. And he doesn't get a lot of penalty minutes, so he's got good discipline, I guess. And interesting fact, Josh Hosang plays alongside Connor McDavid. Or at least he did. I don't know if he still does. I'm pretty sure he does. So in 30 regular season games back in 2011, he had 31 goals and 48 assists. So in 30 games, that's a goal per game plus an extra goal, and that's nearly 2 assists a game. So that's like almost 2.5 points a game right there. Coming at this guy at 2011. In the next year, he had 14 goals and 30 assists. It doesn't say how many games that was, though. But, kid's supposed to be pretty good. I know he's supposed to be like a late first-round pick. I could see, that'd be nice if the Sabres maybe trade up a little bit, get this guy in the late first round. We'll see it happen. If not, whoever gets him just landed a good prize. He's not going to be a superstar because he's probably getting a lot of points from Connor McDavid, but, playing with someone who's supposed to be the next one, some of his talents bound to rub off on you.
Yeah, whenever somebody plays with a player like that, you can just hope that he learned a thing or two. Yeah. Yeah. So my right wingers, I'll go North American first. He's ranked as the top North American right winger, Jake Virtanen from Calgary, Western Hockey League. He's 6'1", 208 pounds. Describes a Western Hockey League player. Gritty, uh, 77 games, 75 points, but 104 penalty minutes at a plus 21. So that means he's responsible, he's physical, and he scores. And that is just all you can ask for. Um, his description, he's a heads-up player who thinks the game well and is willing to get his nose dirty, hence the 100 penalty minutes. He has slick hands, is dynamic, and is a strong skater. He can be dominant at times offensively with his blend of size, skill, and speed. And that was over a year ago. And these stats are from this year. So at 16, 17 years old, people thought he was dominant offensively. Just think about him now. Bigger, stronger, faster. He's an even better hockey player now than he was then. And that's why he's projected to go. I've seen him often projected to go to Anaheim, which makes sense. He fit in right with Perry and Getzlaff, and can only hope that he doesn't go there. Actually, I think Calgary should take him because he's in Calgary already.
Wait. Hold on. Did you just say that he'd be a great addition to Anaheim, and then you said, "Oh, I hope he doesn't go there."
Well, I said I hope he doesn't go there because I've seen Calgary also taking him, and he must have grown up in Calgary because he plays there for junior hockey.
Well, so
Well, they might be
wouldn't he
better.
develop more if he has great players like Getzlav and Perry.
But wouldn't he just be happier because he's playing at home?
Well, you're going to a team that's actually good, unlike Calgary.
Maybe he wants to be the guy that brings his hometown team back to the promised land.
Well, he's
Maybe he wants
stupid,
to
man.
be the next Jerome McGinley.
Right. And then he goes to a better team and almost wins a cup.
He won't play for them this year, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
By the time he finally gets to play there, he'll probably be bad. In all honesty. 4 years from now. That's a long time in hockey years. My Euro right winger is Lamico. He plays at Asat in the Finnish Junior League. That is the same place Armia played, which is not necessarily a good thing. He's 6'3" though, 190 pounds, 50 points in 48 games, 60 penalty minutes, and plus 18. Once again, like I've been saying, responsible, physical, has the size, and puts the puck in the net. Yoel Armia, when he came out, was a different player projected out. He's as tall as him, and he's about the same size, but Armia was nowhere near as physical as this player is. His description, winger with promising size. He works hard at both ends. He is a decent skater, has playmaking ability, is eager to shoot, would prefer to be a setup man because he is a very smart hockey player. He has great vision. He's a good decision-making and sound defensive player. And that was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, they already thought that he was going to be a good hockey player, and he was smart on the ice. Now he's even smarter. I'm going to add an extra guy in here just because I thought it was kind of interesting. Dale Cole's line mate, the right winger, Hunter Smith, 6'7", 208 pounds, projected as the third, fourth. He's the sixth best right wing North American. 6'7". Like, that's a monster.
That's a huge right winger.
That is a huge right winger. He's right. Like,
That's like having literally Tyler Myers play right wing.
Yeah. Like, and he has the penalty minutes to match. He had 125 penalty minutes. It makes sense. I'm sure if anyone messed with Dale Cole, they dealt with him.
Oh, although, now worry, did he score at all? Because he could turn out to just be like John Scott. So like a giant man, but terrible.
He had 50 points in 76 games.
It's not awful, but you're playing against. Who are you playing against? Like,
Yeah, juniors. Playing against kids a lot smaller than him.
Yeah.
Another player I didn't mention at left wing, Nick Ritchie. The opposite, he weighs 230 pounds. So.
Damn. How tall is he?
What?
How tall is he? Like, if you're weighing 230 pounds, you better be tall.
6'2". But had 84 points in 72 games. So.
That's terrible.
He's looks like he's like Todd Bertuzzi, probably. So yeah, that is.
Should we mention Sam Bennett? Although he's listed at center, he's supposed to be like the top. What's up?
Maybe we can have this. Do you guys work Sunday?
No. Yeah. But in the morning, so I'll be on the show.
Oh, well then. Okay. We may have the center debate then.
Okay.
Reinhardt versus Bennett versus Zito, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that next episode.
All right.
But bam, planning in the making. All right, we're at 8:50, and it's about time for final words. We exhausted our
Sorry.
topic. Oh, you're good. Good. You just volunteered though for the first final word, so you better.
Oh, alright.
Follow-up lesson.
Alright. Gotta go to it. Alright. It's about the Bills. I hope I'm not taking anyone's. But, the Bills are. Sorry. Bills are seeking earlier beer sales to games. They're actually going to the New York State legislation. There we go. To see if they can do this. God, I'm dying. Normal. They're looking to begin beer sales at 11 a.m. on Sunday, games that start at 1. Normal NFL teams let their fans in at like 90 minutes before the game, and that's where they start selling beers. Yeah, their objective of this move is to bring more fans inside the stadium and consume alcohol in a controlled environment. To me, you're just going to have more belligerent drunks sliding down railings and falling onto people. And I don't know, it just
People are still
doesn't.
gonna get drunk.
I know, and you're paying, I don't even know how much, like $10 a beer, and when you can just go tailgating and drink for how much you pay for a 24 pack. For me, it's just wasted time, I think. Obviously there's diehard fans that want to go into the stadium right on time, but I don't know. I just don't see the point. You're going to have a lot more obnoxious people there, and to me, it's not going to be kid friendly anymore. So, I don't know. My opinion. What do you guys think?
I think kids shouldn't be able to sit in 100 levels. I think kids should be in the 300. Because I'll be in the 100 levels trying to scream at some plays, yell some swear words out there, and then I'll look to my left and there's like a 4-year-old looking up at me like I just I don't know, burned down a house. Like, oh my god, why did you say that? And it's just like, please get your children
Well,
out
hold
there.
on. You gotta admit that some of the things that come out of your mouth at a game are pretty bad.
Well, yeah, but that's because the players are bad.
No matter who's next to you, they're gonna give you a weird look.
So,
It's a 4-year-old, so
yeah, but those 4-year-olds shouldn't will go back and repeat that. The other people will be like,
Mommy, what's this?
yeah.
What's this
The other
mean?
people will look at me like, dude, how do you even come up with an insult like that complex?
I know exactly which one you're talking about too.
in the comments below, post if you think it's a good idea to yell complex insults and confuse 4-year-olds.
Also, post your favorite insult at a game that you shout.
Sean,
How
stupid.
many Oh,
Oh, snap. Oh. Wow.
Like the video too. Like the video.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, you got your final word?
Yeah, sure. Basically, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole episode last week, but I watched, like a good 45 minutes of it. I don't know if you touched up on it, but you said that the Islanders, they had traded for Dan Boyle and Halak, and but Dan Boyle has said that he's probably not going to sign there. Like, he said that there's very, very little chance that he's going to sign there. I don't know if you guys talked about that. but just to like uh, go over it, if the Islanders did end up signing Dan Boyle and Halak, then they would be a little bit better. Although Dan Boyle is also like 38 years old, and unless your name is Martin St. Louis, you're not going to be able to perform at 38 years old very well. Um, so obviously he brings some good things, but he's not even going to be there. However, the Maple Leafs are very interested in signing this kid, or not kid. Wow, yeah, 38 years old, not kid. But and the Maple Leafs are also interested in trading like Dion Phaneuf and Nazem Kadri. I heard from Andy to move up in the first round. So getting Dan Boyle would fill Dion Phaneuf's place. He's not as physical, but um, he's more offensive. Um, and then there was another thing here. Uh, on the first episode of the sports report that I was on, my final word was about the Washington Redskins changing their name, and do a follow up here. There have been all year. There's just been like thousands of people hating on the Redskins. Just tons of just public outroar, and there was a commercial that aired during an NBA game, I think last night or the other night, that I watched, and it was actually kind of moving. It was like, wow, you know what? All right, should probably change the name. And Champ Bailey, who began his career as a Washington Redskin, um, has said that they should change their name as well. So everyone's saying they should change their name. I think they should change their name too. If it's insulting to them, and it's like the N word for African Americans, and it's just not something that you should have as your team name.
Controversial topic that is ongoing in Washington. Boy, do I have opinions about that. But I don't have time for that. All right. My final word: NASCAR. NASCAR because NASCAR all the time, every time. So it makes my final words very easy. Racing at Michigan this week. They race there twice a year. It's a 2-mile oval. They'll race 400 miles, 200 laps. The average speed at the track during qualifying is 204 miles per hour. So that means that's the average speed around the whole entire track. Turns, straightaways, and everything. So imagine how fast they're going down the straightaway, let alone the turns to keep a 204 mile per hour average. During the race last year, it was averaged 143 miles per hour. So during race time, there's a lot of wrecks, so that affects the average race speed for cars, at least the winning car. Um, Last year, Greg Biffle and Joey Logano won the race. Joey Logano's had a very good season this year so far. Penske Racing's been very good. So if I were to choose a driver this week, I'd choose Logano or Keselowski. I won't choose Johnson. And this week, it's not because of hatred. This is one of the few tracks that Jimmy Johnson has never won at. He is a 6-time champion. He's raced here. He started in like 2002 or 2004. So he's raced here anywhere from 20 to 24 times in his career, and he's never won here. So we're going to keep it that way. He's not going to win here again. I mean, win here this time. So I feel like that's supported my hatred for him. Yeah, be a good race. Watch the last little bit. Fuel strategy comes into play at these sorts of tracks because um, because the track's so wide, there's a lot of room to pass, so wrecks don't happen very often. So there could be a long period of time where people are trying to save fuel at the end of the race, taking a risk trying to win the race with no fuel in their gas tank, compared to other guys that aren't willing to take the risk and go down pit road and top off with gas and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see who plays that the best. If it is speed, I will go with Logano or Keselowski, though. Yeah, so that's my final word, and that was pretty much the episode. I know we've had one viewer all episode, so thank you for watching. Please comment below if you have any criticisms of us, or if you like the show, tell us what you like. Even like it, favorite it, share it, and yeah, we are getting our final touches put together for the mock draft in a couple weeks for the NHL. We're gonna have an award ceremony kind of show too, where we go over the NHL awards. Um, Next Sunday, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, I think it'll be whoever's on do that. So yeah, guys, got anything you want to say or no?
No,
Go
just
Rangers.
excited. Shut up. Just excited for these mock drafts. Hopefully, I'm on for the reward show. Hopefully, I'm on mornings again next 2 Sundays from now. And I am excited for the actual NHL draft.
Sean, do you have anything you want to say?
Go Rangers. Yeah. Hopefully, Sabres make smart decisions this draft and won't hate them. So yeah,
I hate you.
I hate you more. Okay.
All right, before they have a little early fight. Um, Thank you for watching. This was Golden Sports Report episode 70. We are live every Sunday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock unless we put a cancellation video up. Bye.
Peace out.